Well, hello. Last time I was uh losing at DFD. I got ninth place. I guess it hit me so bad that my throat started to hurt right away, right after it, and now I'm sick. So I apologize if I end up, sneezing or sounding weird, or even weirder than usual. And yeah, we made the quote-unquote goal. Finally at 1680. I can even honed a little bit ahead. And yeah, let's talk about stuff. First of all, I thought that I would. So I got to like 1670 obviously relatively easily, right? Because I guess the honing percentages and odds are not too bad, and then obviously you also get a bunch of extra mats from the events and whatnot. So I thought, hey, I'm just gonna, push to 80 so I can get this one and then get this one, and then I can also open the boxes that were before this one, the 1680 achievement chest. And it's like these two other ones are also waiting at on 1690. But there's a dilemma there because if you hone to 1690, then you lose the Mokoko status. So that would probably or most likely mean that it's harder to get into lobbies because they don't see that for like a Mokoko, let's say, it's not too bad, and then you lose the leaf, and then eh, at least from what I'm hearing from others, that it's harder to get into lobbies, which is obviously would make sense. And yeah, it actually took quite a bit to get there, but I got lucky because, and it should be somewhere here. I opened the event shop stuff, and you can already see it here. I opened these two, and one of them was a grudge, which obviously meant that that's very lucky and also big money, and that made me able to relax because I knew that I was gonna have enough money. Obviously, without the grudge, there was no shot to actually make it there. Obviously, I didn't need all of it. It's like, let's say I'm at like 300,000 with this, and then obviously I spent more than what was strictly necessary for just purely for the 1680. So because as you can see, I'm a bit honed over it. And also, like, I tried to shore up the combat power. So yeah, let's go through that, right? Because therefore base, that means that at least I can get to have the 60 points here, which means I get to get the other two levels in Righteous Light. It's pretty neat. Same with the Enlightenment here. Have the stuff that's necessary at this point, and then Evolution is the same. Alignment, I'm out of Destiny Stones. I want to like try to get maybe an extra points, and then like cut here, cut these two here, and then I don't know if there's like a way for me to get into Liberation. But yeah, this is pretty much fine for my level, I think. I also did the Transcendence stuff until I got the last line on all of them. The one on the 20, so obviously that's more combat power. And yeah, the elixirs, like, these are like pretty much okay. I mean, these elixirs obviously the ones that we got from event, and just use those, and they are more or less in line with what you're supposed to have anyway. Obviously it's like 5-3 here instead of like 5-4, or higher level on the secondary one, but the Luminary Order and Chaos on the gloves and the helm, that's like important stuff. And the others are, again, a attack power enhancement effect. It's like obviously the weapon power could, you know, be a bit higher or something. But I think gear wise, I'm like fine for where I am. I did get the books for this one, although I don't really know like how much it actually means in reality, like not in combat power, but in actual reality. It's like obviously more mana, but it's not really relevant until I run out of mana, no? Although there is that MP furnace thing in the tree here. Not here. And not here either. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I guess there's really just here it is. Okay. Yeah. So brand power MP consuming skills cost additional 2% of max MP. Dealing damage proportional to the base MP cost before the. Does that even matter? It's just the 20%, so like does the whatever. Point is, I'm probably not gonna run out of mana because I have the mana book maxed out, and all the others are expensive as heck. So, you know, like what is like this is what 30 something, this is 50 something, this is 20. So like, I don't know. Like short books are affordable, but you know, maybe not that much. And then obviously I could I get the 6090 and just accept that I lose Mokoko status, but then I get to open these two as well. But you know, it's gonna take some money. Oh, I haven't done these yet. 30. I need to do that. And what else? This I did the baby one. I need to do this. I haven't done it yet. I soloed this one with the DPS with 16 minutes. It was a struggle. It's obviously a lot better to just group up for it. And I already used up one of my gold chances on this one solo mode, but this one was before I hit the item level. And so from here on out, as far as I know, I should be, you know, picking somewhere between, you know, it's like doing this one. This is Mordrum, someone, Mordum, or another one that this is what I should have been doing for like a week or two already. But I was too much of a coward to queue up, so I've yet to do this one. I've yet to do this one. If I go in here and I check, let's say check normal, and search just out of curiosity, like I wanna, like obviously I'm looking in and I'm checking the, well, let's say competing supports, like you know where my combat power is and how I, you know, compare to them. But like honestly, I think like gear wise is fine, but the main problem is hands. You know, okay, like obviously I'm not wow, okay, that's a lot of combat power on 1680. That is pretty wild. And for example, see, I come in here and I'm checking, like, okay, what is making up the difference, right? Because this is kind of similar, but I guess you gotta find out how much it matters. It's like 5-5 instead of the 5-3. There, obviously, target crit damage. Okay, attack power enhancement there. Meanwhile, I took the vitality swiftness for like what, 20k, and then I managed to roll nothing on it, and then I'm just done, right? Like there's, I also used up the tickets, which they seem to be pretty valuable, so I probably shouldn't even have used it on this one, but you know, it is what it is. And yeah, that's that. And exactly, okay, obviously 7.5 here. Okay, that one's pretty nutty. The 5%, and then HP. Like I'm just rolling up and comparing and trying to see and figure out what's what. But yeah, like for example, this is even though it's relic and not ancient, at the same time it's the quality is higher, so vitality is a lot higher. There's that part. Eh, I don't really know. Like I'm seeing some things here and there. 2-1, but it has drops of either, and I am a Dragon 2-2 that we got from the event. That's a lot of HP. I guess shields and stuff are based on the HP, so like obviously that adds up to a bunch of combat power. I look at the gems. So yeah, gems are obviously another big difference because these are actual gems, level 9s and level 8s. Meanwhile, uh I have 6 and 7s that are still bound from the event. Also, the books are insane. Drops of either maxed out, Magic Stream maxed out. I mean, I guess I don't know how usable Explosive Expert is. I mean, obviously you can just throw bombs, so makes sense. Awakening max Expert is almost maxed out. So I mean, I guess I do see where the combat power is coming from. Just even if I just look at the engravings and the gems. So yeah, it's like obviously I'm not here, and to get all these engravings, I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm not assuming that is the main. Like I'm assuming that there are other supports on that roster. So yeah, they can use the engravings. Yeah, that makes makes a lot of sense to do that. You can use the engravings, but I only have the one support, and the others are not nearly on this item level anyway. But yeah, gotta do this, and this, or I can just say that I'm just gonna take Behemoth again. Not even again. Like, I need some Destiny Stones, but I guess mainly I just I honed to hit the event breakpoint, and then I got to here, and then now I'm like, okay, now what? So yeah, that is the situation. And also there are like a few things that I was late to find out. Like one thing, dailies. When I came back, there was a lot of days I just didn't do dailies, even though I have all the other characters. I could just progress all the reputations. So basically, if I started progging all the reputations, let's select reputations in progress. If I do all the reputations, then I would be pretty much done with everything already. But I was only doing stuff on this one, and then yesterday I finally did started doing the important ones. But one thing that is like missing, it's gonna be kind of awkward, and I end up losing some value, is the hero one, the report, because Silas, I don't even have it unlocked because I need the thing. I need the Unatesk. Like Greetings Through the Wind, which is it's annoying. It's annoying that you can because there's a previous one. Okay, anyway, point is there's a bunch of days that I have to do. And then I wanted to do it on the third one, third character. It was like this one, and then I went, doing it on this one. But that was not even doing any of the. Didn't even do any of the Roman stuff yet. So I started doing it last night. I was doing it for quite a while. But so there's an interactable at some point for the task that I cannot interact with, and I looked. Because it's not even that I can't interact with it. It's not there. And then when I checked around, I looked around to see what's up with that. People said that yeah, they were able to do it with characters that completed the main quest there, but not able to do it with the others. So I guess if I and obviously at that point I just couldn't be bothered with it anymore and just left. So that's another day that I'm behind. I should probably figure it out today. But yeah, as you can see, the rapport is done everywhere. Obviously, I just gift bombed everyone. I mean, I did not skip any of the quests or anything. So like I did not try to jump over any quests or any ranks. Although I'm not even sure if that's properly possible anymore. But yeah, as you can see, everything's done except Rowan. So all the Wolfpack necklaces are waiting for this guy. And then yeah, I really shouldn't give bomb these because then my dailies, like see, tomorrow these are already gonna be like there's gonna be a few that opportunities that are not used because this is only the 3-1 that I can use these two on. And this one's not gonna be unlocked for a while. So yeah. And as you can see right now, I'm in the process of doing a quest rapport for this one. As you can see, he showed up in the he showed up in the stronghold. We made some pictures here. I'm done. So yeah, that's why I started recording here because I thought this is neat. But I'm sure the quest is up there on YouTube somewhere. If that's interesting to someone. So yeah, basically, until now I was doing the solo stuff with the Paladin. Also, another thing is that embarrassingly, I have not used the true supporter buff. That's like the solo buffs in there. And then I also always just picked up the not so silent assassin, so I don't have to back attack to get the back attack bonus. Instead of just clicking the one that said increase damage. Like that's all it said, so it was like increase damage by a lot or deal massive damage or that kind of stuff. So like I did not realize what the real purpose of that was, right? Because it's true supporter, because obviously it's given us supports so we can deal more damage in there. So up until now I was just using the other one, the not so silent assassin, and I was doing all the solo stuff with that. And then I tried it through supporter and just trivialized everything pretty much. So yeah, and by the time I figured it out, like I've read it on Reddit in relation to something else. Someone was asking that they are not they are failing Brashaza, like the solo one, and then someone mentioned through supporter buff and like, oh, maybe I should try it out, and it deals a lot of damage. So yeah, that was that. Another thing is that for a long time I didn't realize that I could just go and upgrade the stone, because I had the stone, and then I can upgrade it. First of all, it was a tier 3 relic, and then I see, oh, I can upgrade it into tier 4 ancient with everything the same, but with the vitality basic effect and the vitality bonus going up for basically free. I mean, it's not obviously free. It gives it needs the sacred shards, like this stuff down here, the powder, sacred powder, which I ended up using up yesterday. I was like I used it up on just trying to get random ones from the ability cutter vendor portion, and obviously none of them were any good. And then I realized that I can just upgrade the one that we got from event. And then I also had another one that I cut earlier, but it wasn't even a relic. It was maybe a tier 2. It was the 1100 item level, and I was able to upgrade it. So that was very nice. Anyway, that's another thing. Another thing is that it was more embarrassing on the odds, because I kept throwing back everything. I kept throwing back everything because like, oh, they have better stats, but their enlightenment is lower, and if I don't have enough enlightenment, then I won't be able to make the 3, and then it's gonna be all kinds of awkward. Like if I can't make this 3, like I can't take the demonic impulse stuff, for example, and the shadow hunter, or all the mayhem stuff. So I just ended up throwing back everything, because as you probably know, right, when the enlightenment stuff came in, the old jewelry, I guess they just gave it +3, all of them. So when I got the drops from higher level, higher content, I kept throwing them out and I kept disenchanting them, because I was like, okay, the stats are better, but the enlightenment is lower. And then obviously I realized that, oh yeah, I should probably just go and refine the accessory, and then gets the enlightenment points, and then I'm not being weak for no reason. So yeah, in my defense, we got the stuff on main, or I got the stuff on main from pass and event and all that stuff, and those are already refined. So yeah, so obviously I did not, like for example, this one is obviously as well it's coming from the box. So like the neck, 2 earrings, 2 rings, they are all from the box. You can see they're all the 70 quality, with like somewhat useful refinement bonus there, and the 13 and 12s on these enlightenment points. So yeah, basically the only thing that I actually bought was the bracelet, because we didn't get those, or we didn't get that. So yeah, that was something I could have figured out much earlier. Another thing is that I may have mentioned it earlier, but that you can click the emotes here, and you don't have to open up the menu like I did, and looking for it here in the interact menu, or typing it in the chat. It's in the quest over here, and if there's like a /talk or something, it's in here with like this color. I can just click on it, and then the character executes the emote. So yeah, that could have spared me a lot of time, but I don't know if that always used to be like that, or if it was like that before I took a long break. If so, then that's kind of embarrassing. But if it came later, then makes sense that I wouldn't know. Yeah, generally there are things that I knew that changed, but there are also things that I did not assume that they changed, or they did not change in the way that I assumed, and then I just ended up being behind in certain things for no reason. So yeah, that's the situation. Progress the tome, some obviously nerd cursor is the important part for like these two. Enlightenment point and the bloodline. I think it's like enlightenment and the karma upgrades should be able to fit in some more stuff. And all of these are just kinda whatever, to be honest, aside from this one. But these ones you can't really just brute force a lot of them, because quite a few things need did the Sevekatune stuff. I mean, I think the Steam Vaura route needs another quest that I just started recently, which I should have done earlier. It is the heat hazard here. Lava energy. That's what I need for the Vaura route. So that's one thing, and then obviously the fragment is almost done here. I tried to get the one from the queue, but so far no luck. I bet I didn't really have any tickets. The ones I opened, there was no luck, no cube ticket, and then I had some selection stuff, so I was able to get 2 cube tickets, and I can't really exchange them into hair keys because I need the chart. So like I'm missing this one. That's from the tome. That's the 80%. That needs some work. And this one is just field boss. This one is the Una. That's almost done. And this one is again just RNG. So yeah, I can't really deterministically complete any of these. I can go to like 4-4. And I'm still missing one, and I need both to get the enlightenment point potion. So yeah, generally what I wouldn't say I'm struggling with, but it's hard to see the whole of it. Is that there are all these systems and all these incremental advantages and bonuses and whatnot that add up to combat power going up and up and up. Aside from obviously owning and raising the item level, and sometimes it can be hard to see like what is worth it, right? Like if I raise combat power by 30 and I spend 100,000 gold on it, that's probably not worth it. For example, if let's say I will go and take a necklace that has better brand power, the 8% brand power. I opened up and searched for it for the brand power. And it was already 35. Also, I need to fix the searches here. At least I can change these. Okay, not 0. If I click out, okay, save. And let's say the brand stuff, right? Brand power. If I go like same brand power with better stuff, see like here I could probably look around and see what's up. But then if brand power is the same and the weapon power is doing something, and I guess outgoing damage is not really doing anything. So yeah, I guess on this one, like a 4.8, there is some improvement to be made over here. So that is probably something that I will be doing, and then I can get some extra combat power, and I think I can like push it to like 1300 probably. But what I've been circling around is hands, and knowing what to do and when to do it, and keeping the buff and the debuff and the shield and the counter and when to use what. For example, I'm sometimes a bit confused because there's like the extra stuff, like I'm used to having this one, and using the aura when it's up, and now I have Divine Wave and I have Divine Justice, but everything else is the same. So I need to figure out when does it make sense to do these. Like, do I just randomly push it down, like throw it down when I know that someone needs shield? But for now, my goal is basically to just keep people alive like these two, and try to have good uptime with these two, and then not forget to use the brand on there. And then I don't know, I'm obviously I would also have to counter, right? Like that would also be my job. But I'm hoping that maybe there are others you can pick up the slack a little bit when I end up missing. I don't know. Honestly, my issue is I have not played group content in this game since Vicus, basically. Because we did Vicus, and then I did not even do the clown, and then I left, and then I came back, and then I was doing solo stuff, and now I am at the item level where I actually have to do group stuff, which is obviously that's the whole game. So like I'm not complaining or anything. It's just that I got to a point where I need to do group stuff because there's no more solo mode anymore. And again, like obviously that's a good thing because like in the end I wanna play support and I am playing support. So like messing around with solo and the DPS paladin is fun in there, but in the end the higher content I don't really have the gear or necessarily the inclination to play as an actual DPS paladin in group content. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now. I don't know why I keep clicking on that. So what do I have left, right? Gotta do this, and yeah, and gotta do this. And from here I'm probably chilling for a bit. I don't think I can just go ahead and easily push to 1860, even if I don't care about losing the Mokoko buff. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Hopefully, not hopefully, I think on the next week I should be able to hit the 3000, because like the whole reason I'm really buying these, I mean I guess the stuff that you get is also good, but yeah, I don't think I bought all of them. I think at the beginning I didn't buy, or maybe I wasn't even high enough item level to buy, and I was worried a little bit that I might not be able to have enough tokens, because obviously the whole reason why I'm finally going for is this one, right? The 3000 tokens from here. So I'm just exchanging everything out of here, and if I had 1690 that would be nice, because then I could get under 200 from here, but I think it should be enough. Like 1 week, and then the next week is the last shop refresh, I think. I gotta be really careful that I don't accidentally buy this, because then it's ruined. So yeah, I don't know if I really have hope to get a lot of Mokoko. I could get Mokoko tokens if I actually queue up and play group content. This one would be pretty nice, but it's very very premium, as you can see, as I can see. But once I actually do the big one, once I actually do the other one, I should have enough. Especially it's quite long, so I should have enough to get the relic, get the bracelet, and then probably get this one as well. So yeah, I think I should be fine with everything in the shop stuff. This one I don't care about. This one, like I said, don't care about all that much. And then on 90 there's 2 boxes here, and this one doesn't have a night timer. This one has a timer, but it is like in December. So, and I think the other one also has a timer. I think the 700 also has a timer on it. Yeah, like by December I should be 700 item level somehow. I'm not sure, but for that I need to actually play the game and play with people. And to that effect, I also finally rejoined the guild. I was the part of it, but I was in another guild that I kinda folded into this guild. But by the time we came into this guild, I wasn't all that connected with the game. And now I could have just clicked anytime on join instantly and rejoin the guild in like the last month. But instead I played without the guild. I lost out a bunch of bloodstones and tickets and all that stuff for no reason. And I found like the another awful timing because I couldn't really participate or get like a payout or anything because I joined yesterday. So I'm like new guildmate. I couldn't really participate. But in the grand scheme of things, it won't really matter. You know, I did the stuff today, so that I have I have lots of contribution. I am actually at the top. It doesn't really matter, obviously, but yeah. And I can't do this yet. And I joined in midnight. If it needs 24 hours, then I need to go and wake up or be awake in the morning or like before reset, I guess, so I can actually click on the research. But yeah, is there anything I'm missing? Not really. I don't think. Obviously, I didn't, start this because I'm gonna turn off recording and I'm gonna finish this one. I just thought this is a nice picture. A nice vibe. That's why I'm recording with this background, let's say. So yeah, these are a bunch of collectible stuff. These are okay. These I need to be sold because I can't take it anymore. But I'm also a hoarder and like I don't want to sell these. I don't even know why, because these are all unusable, unupgradable, undeniable. So like these, all this, all through here, and then here, all through these, and even these, like all this, it should be deleted and sold or whatever. But instead I'm holding these for like sentimental value, because like when you transfer gear it doesn't fold into it. So I'm holding all the gear that I transferred over. So, and also these are like old stones. Like this one, why is it here? I should just throw it away. But yeah, but I have extra space, so it's fine. Yeah, same here. Bunch of these extra owned thingies. I can't sell it. I can sell it for one pirate one. It feels bad. These are again Rabbit Residence maps that I'm probably never gonna run. These are selection packs. These are skin selection stuff, and you already know that if you have to pick one, then they are probably gonna be sitting in my stash. Mount here, mount there, mount there. Tournament chest, Nineveh necklace. This is the Eternity Isle, the Murray Dungeon. This is with the commemorative coin. I remember fiending for these back in the day when you could actually get these from achievements and even the rapport and that kind of stuff. And I was just using them left and right for another 100 gold. So I only have 2 left. More skin selection, shoddy boost for no reason. These are important because these will be necessary for whenever I actually decide to collect all the Mokokos. This one is useless. This one is... I crafted it for leveling up the stronghold, but then it's taken up design points for no reason. This is very awkward. I was like right before I leveled up. Right before I leveled up, I opened these from the hell key, but then I guess it didn't even matter because I thought about doing the strategy when you advance hone, when you still have the mats on the tier 3 and then you transfer it to tier 4, but the problem was gold. Like I had the stones, I had the support material, I had this honing support, I had the shards, but I didn't have the gold. Or I thought that I'd rather use the gold to hone the regular honing. Anyways, I don't think it matters. As you can see, bunch of collectible stuff here. you know, working on some, these are some quest stuff, craft something, then you craft another thing and that kind of thing. This one from report, this one is, it goes into, you craft something and then you craft something, and in the end it's gonna be like a restored chest that, as far as I know, does not have any value aside from, you know, just collectible sitting in the stash. These are pretty useless. These are still useful. No, this is useless, but you know, bound to character, it's gonna expire and disappear. That's fine. Yeah, this one, I don't even think I need these. I just bought these for no reason. Maybe I need it, maybe I don't. I'm not even sure. So yeah. And for the last look at where is it? The characters. Like this one, use the other power pass. Did not really, you know, hone, as you can see. This one I honed up to a point where it was you know, costing gold. And I've heard like a different number, but maybe it's gonna go back to costing silver if I, you know, buy the other gear and then transfer it over, but I haven't done that yet. Same here, I could, you know, push it a little bit. And this one I didn't do anything with the glaber. I'm not even, it just feels bad. It just feels bad. I don't know. And if I wanna push it, I need the fusion stuff. So I'm considering just, you know, getting rid of it the next time. Getting rid of it the next time an event pass comes around, or like a power pass comes around. Maybe make a Valkyrie or something. I already was considering that, but I'm not really regretting using the power pass on the Stork. It feels pretty fun. So yeah, I'm gonna probably log over there and do the paradise stuff there, and then, you know, maybe hone a little bit. Because if I get bound gold from the hair keys on that one, then I can, you know, push it a little bit. Because otherwise, if it's not character bound gold, they just, you know, it feels pretty bad, because I just rather use everything on the main whenever I can. So yeah, that's the situation. I've yapped a lot, but this is where I'm at, and I need to get over the fear of, you know, basically what I'm afraid of, and even though that's basically the game, is I go in, you know, I mess up, or I don't have good, nice, you know, full buff up time, you know, miss a count, you know, like basically you miss something that you shouldn't have missed, and then you get taken to the task. I can need like a little bit of a buffer, right? Like I'm not gonna, you know, mess up all the time, but if I mess up, I need to know that I'm, you know, I'm not gonna get yelled at or kicked or whatever. And I don't know, like I'm pretty sure that it happens, but it also doesn't happen. By that I mean that there are also many situations where it's like, oh, you messed up, it's fine. But yeah, it's a bit rough because there's a lot of homework, raids and whatnot. Like for example, if I go here and let's, for example, like for the two that I'm looking for, right? I go in here, and then obviously it's gonna be, ooh, wait, there's a semi-learning prog. Okay, I lied. I guess not lied, but I was wrong. Seems like there are, you know, some semi-learning. Because the thing is, I need to be there. Like, okay, I'm not trying to say, like, you know, there are the, you know, those scenarios when people just say that, oh, they just, you know, learn by doing, or they learn when they are actually in there, and use that as an excuse for, you know, not reading up beforehand on mechanics and whatnot. But for me, even if I sit there and I hours upon hours and memorize everything, I need to be there. I need to be the one that's actually, you know, piloting a character. Like, it's not just executing the mechanic that's the question, right? Because you also need to, you know, play the game in the meantime, right? Like, you can't just just execute the mechanic, you also have to do all the other stuff that you're actually supposed to be doing. For support stuff, and for DPS, doing damage whenever you can. So, and that part, it doesn't matter how many times I memorize it. I will need to be there. And yeah, that is kind of the difficulty. But yeah, mainly I just need to get in there and get used to it. Yesterday I was agonizing over whether or not I should be like jumping over a behemoth party, like right before reset. Even though like obviously I didn't have any gold opportunities left. I couldn't get gold from it. I was just there for, I guess achievement and for the fun, and then you can still get the mats, so just not the gold. So that was that. But obviously it just got one tap pretty much. Like all the mechanics that you had checked, aside from the crystal leviching, you just got skipped. Like I read that all the the 4 guardians spawn and whatnot, and I was just standing there, and then it was over. So like I wasn't even, everyone goes to the guardian and whatnot. It was just over. So yeah, and obviously the crystal, I ended up breaking a lot because I read about it. I've watched the like short video about how it's going, and I see that then it has like 2 breaking animations. That's when you stop. That's when it's enough. But like I don't know which one is the breaking animation necessarily. And then I ended up breaking a bunch of them, and then obviously the stagger failed, and then I didn't run behind the hiding spot in time, and then I died, and I used up a resurrection, and obviously everything was fine, and nobody cared. And like I know that at this point probably nobody cares. Also, again, it's like 1620 item level. Like I'm pretty sure on 1620 it was challenging, but everyone's like 700, and even I was like 1670 something there. Then, but I know that the item level is one thing, right? Like item level is just back in the day it that was the metric, but obviously now I would say combat power is like more important. But even if I have 2000 combat power, if I don't play the game properly and I don't click the buttons that do the buffs, and I don't click the button that puts the brand there, then it doesn't matter how much brand effectiveness I have if I don't apply the brand. So in that regard, I guess the combat power is not super important that much. And I think the combat power is fine. You just need to get in there and play the game. Alright. So I ended up adding another 10 minutes of yapping. Anyways. I think it's okay. Maybe, but like I said, maybe I can, get like a different necklace, maybe with same brand effectiveness or brand power, my bad, but with like better other stats, like better quality, and then that might be worth the few thousand gold plus the peons or fions. I mean, I know fions are important, but at the same time, if I sit on the fions and not use them, then what are they really that important? I don't translate them into gear. Like this is how I got so many fields in the first place, that I didn't really use them all that much, because I was just sitting there, I guess saving up for the future, and the future is now, so I guess it all worked out. But now I probably should be actually buying better gear. I'm pretty sure I can push it to 1300 before I jump into playing. But yeah, it's more important to actually play the game properly. Yeah, like this one, obviously these are all bound gems from like event stuff. This is something that you probably start working on. But it's just very comfortable, because you can fasten it to different ones, and then I can just swap to the DPS one with like no issue, and then I can just have same gems. That's neat. Well, obviously here I don't have. Oh wait! I just realized that. Wait, I'm gonna have to play Song of Escape, because I just realized that if the engravings are not there, then maybe your combat power is not calculated that way. But maybe this calculator is just not in effect. I have to see. I just realized. But yeah, it probably still counts. Probably still counts. So yeah, let's swap over here. Yeah, it still counts. Okay, it was just not effective in that. So yeah, that is the combat power. The support. I don't know. I looked at the UW.oo thingy. There it seems like, you know, kind of fine. I think I'm like a median. Like it's like median, right? But it's like I'm not entirely like 85. Like let's say I basically just, you know, I didn't really do much, you know, content before I honed further a bit from 80. So I think I should be about the median, which might not be like an amazing thing, but it's also not too terrible. I even have it here. There's like Paladin, 1680 to 1690, and then ceiling is 1564. Okay, that's a lot. The median is 1216. The Q5 or Q3, my bad. Q3 is 1303. So like that should be right. Like maybe median is not entirely right, but the Q3 should be fine. So like I put it to like 1300. Should be fine. But yeah, might ask around, see if guild has any, you know, activities between them, or like a group or anything. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure because it might just be Devin just, you know, logs in, does their, you know, daily stuff, and then goes around and just plays with other people, or just Pug or other statics. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I'm really done. It's been an hour. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.